How's it going, guys? Panther Films, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 1 of The Walking Dead Dead Sea. This episode is titled Power Equals Power. Still not a fan of the show name. Now, last season, which was 2 years ago, I think? I'll try my best to recap. Basically, this new character called the Croat, who we found out worked for Negan in the past. He was a savior before, the savior conflict in the main show. And he was looking for Negan. He stole Maggie's kid. And Maggie went to go find Negan, and their paths crossed, and they worked together to go get Herschel back on Manhattan Island. Negan apparently killed some people, and he was being pursued by some lawmen. So yeah, he was being hunted by Pearlie Armstrong, and he and Maggie's adventure through Manhattan led them through a lot of weird shit. They encountered other groups. They saw each other at their worst, at their best. Negan, obviously, it was confirmed in Dead City that he does put on an act to survive. He did it in, I think, episode 2 last season, where he was like, knock, knock. We have a flashback to Simon in the Sanctuary, which was pretty fucking sick. I wasn't expecting that one. Hopefully we get something like that this season. And Negan was taking care of a kid called Ginny, who was mute because she lost her father. And then we find out maybe that Negan might have killed her father. That's what he said, but I feel like he said that just to get her out of the city, because Pearlie and Maggie and everyone was leaving because they got Herschel back, or they were about to get Herschel back or something like that. No, Ginny left with Pearlie beforehand, right? And then Maggie stayed with Negan to get Herschel back. But plot twist, she wasn't working with Negan to get Herschel back. She was going to trade him. So, Negan for Herschel. The Croat and a woman called Dharma need Negan for something. We don't know what yet. But the Croat is, making methane and power through the dead to light up the city of Manhattan, which we saw in the trailer for this season. Yeah, there's also the sewer stuff, the Walker King. Outside of that, it's pretty much all I can remember. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into the season. The trailer looked good, and it being 8 episodes is an absolute bonus. Obviously, it's not 10, but it's an improvement over fucking 6. It's only 2 more episodes, but 6 just isn't enough time to do what you need to do, and 8 gives you a bit more breathing room for the story a little bit. Since season 1 of Dead City, we got Daryl Dixon season 1, we got Daryl Dixon season 2, we got The Ones Who Live. A lot has happened, even though technically Dead Sea has been set after all of it, which, not a lot of people are a fan of that. But yeah, I'm also a little bit worried about Negan going into the season, just because of the fact that, I don't know, just something about it. They're bringing, the old him back. He's getting a new Lucille. It seems like they're retreading the same grounds that they've already done in the main show, but they're also doing it in a spin-off that is kind of focused on him and Maggie. I don't know, it feels like we're building towards the end of Negan's character. If he dies in the spin-off, I'll be okay with it. Because, at least kill him off in, the final episode of the spin-off or something, you know what I mean? Because season 3 hasn't been confirmed, so maybe they'll do that, I don't know. But yeah, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop dilly-dallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode.
If the bodies break down, they produce methane.
To be fair, this is helpful for me. I tried my best with the recap, but
You're obsessed with Negan for what he did.
That's not true.
I wasn't expecting them to show that. I love the setting so much, man. I just love it being set in a sea. Smart. Motherfucking is playing GTA. Is he dancing? Ah, okay. Methane. The methane thing is smart as fuck, to be fair, because it is true, we do have methane in us, right? It's fucked, because obviously you're using corpses, but the thing that's kind of wild though is that there's still that many people in New York or on Manhattan Island, and there's still, oh god, I don't want to see that. And there's still loads of infected, or walkers. I'm in the Last of Us mindset. Oh, that's so good. I wonder if this has changed. I can't remember the original intro that much, but maybe the sky's a bit more red. I didn't notice any differences there. Oh my god, it's a deer. And it's not... Well, it could have been CG, to be fair, but it looked better than that one fuck from season 7. Yeah, she's been bit. Kill her.
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. Like, didn't she start talking at the end of last season? A moth. A moth to a flame. Question is, why? What's going on with Hilltop? Oh, I guess I got the deer. Like, Maggie knows Vic's back, right? So why wouldn't she be in Alexandria, you know what I mean? This was everyone's biggest complaint about this show, the fact that it's set, like, so far in the future. It doesn't feel as connected. But at the same time, that can also be a good thing.
Probably got some old clothes you can donate to her brothers.
Does she know that that's happened to him? Did she know? Has he told her?
When you were little, in case we got separated, so I'd know that you were okay. I noticed your blanket was empty. So I got up, and all of a sudden this creature came running from behind the bushes. And a little voice said, "Look, Mom." And you opened him up.
And it was a moth.
A lightning bug.
I've never heard of... Are they an American thing? They must be. Wait, it's just a fucking firefly. What the fuck is a lightning bug? Who the fuck calls it that? What? Negan. How long's it been since season 1 then? Months, I'd assume? Weeks? Is he getting new tattoos every fucking season?
Lovely bucket of my very own piss and shit.
Yeah. I have had my eye on that bucket for the past couple months.
Okay. Months. Wait, he's in a prison cell again.
You said a year ago that.
Christ.
Wait, he's actually eating cockroaches? He spent more time in prison than he has outside surviving. Killing. Sucks. What?
It pains me
Does
to
it?
see you like this. Are you ready to listen? What about the boy?
She is a mama bear that would tear out your throat with her teeth.
That's what Vic did. Ugh, that's fucked.
Oh, just how I like it.
What are you doing?
I fear things will have to escalate.
Okay, so they're in a church. What? That was such a weird cut. What the fuck? We're just seeing, like, their day-to-day life on both sides. That's a moth, though. That's not a fucking firefly. But what's the symbolism there? Like, a moth to a flame? Like, Negan's the flame?
We need to get back.
New Babylon, maybe? Oh no, it's Vic. He's coming, he's here. Imagine. What the fuck? Member of the New Babylon Federation.
Governor of the New Babylon Federation.
Again? We're doing this again? Governor?
Tracked down the notorious outlaw Negan and brought him to justice.
We're no longer just lucky to be alive.
Who's that? Fucking Milton? The governor, and then you've got, like, her advisor type of thing?
A city that announced to the world we are here.
A city that never sleeps.
Manhattan can once again inspire and spread hope, drafting soldiers for an exploratory mission, as is the Federation's right by treaty.
Why do they need Manhattan, though? It's not like you just get another city.
State your crime.
Or they're gonna hang him.
He was apprehended in the forest. Shall be punishable
By death.
by public execution.
How are you any better than him, then? And she takes enjoyment out of it, you know what I mean? Like, what? He's not happy with it. See, I love seeing it, like, nature's taking over, yet the roads are clean as fuck. Like, what? Well, clean-ish.
There is to be an exploratory mission, followed by a massive land invasion.
Oh, wow. They already know.
He is controlled by 3 groups.
No man's land.
Yeah. Because no man comes out alive.
Why, what's in the park?
Bring everyone onto our side.
What, to fight a war yet again?
Got your own farmer's market.
Snake charmer, silver tongue.
He hates him.
What's required now is leadership.
And you want me to take over?
Whatever it takes to get them on board.
This is a little too fancy for my taste.
When our people were out searching for you,
Mm-hmm.
They heard whispers of a settlement.
Whispers? Whispers?
Their wagon train was meant for Missouri, as you know, considering you yourself paid the driver. But now that they're en route to the island, I suppose you'd want to make your preparations.
Wait, so they have Annie? That's surprising. I didn't think they'd bring her back.
Anyone they take to Manhattan, never see them again.
It was the capital of the old world.
Isn't that Washington?
Everything you're saying is total bullshit. Well, considering I've spent years poring over old textbooks.
Yeah, I went there though.
But you haven't been there. And those museums and churches, they've all been looted or blown up.
We gonna draw it? He drew that fast as fuck. There is no way he drew that. He did them little lines for the bridge so quick. What? I mean, I'd argue this place is kind of more... It's less intriguing than Hilltop, but it definitely feels like it's more easily defendable. Because Hilltop is like... The lookout is kind of useless because you can only see, like, at the front. Hilltop is surrounded by trees. You can't see if anyone's sneaking around in the woods and stuff.
Why all of a sudden do you want to bring back Manhattan? I've seen the moths. You're running out of ethanol.
Ah, okay. That's what the moths mean.
If we can take over their methane operation, it's ready to go practically unlimited.
Well, why don't you just make your own methane operation? You're gonna lose more people trying to take Manhattan than you could if you just started your own methane thing. They're supposed to be, like, well-equipped, right? The New Babylon, so couldn't they figure it out?
Where are your daughters? Why aren't they coming to Manhattan? The conscripts, just a bunch of fucking guinea pigs.
Language.
You that your treaty
Language.
Then it'd be my duty to inform your superiors what really happened to Negan.
Got you there.
I'd have to sell it to the governor.
The governor. But the last two people that were called the governor in The Walking Dead were bad. Governor Milton and fucking the governor. Oh my god.
Forgive me, Father.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Leave me alone.
Sorry your wife and son got dragged into this. Huh?
Oh, for fuck's
Just
sake.
like the original Lucille.
Are they just forcing him back into the way he was? Damn, shame Father Gabriel isn't here. So Negan can confess his sins. Yeah, I was about to say, surely there has to be more people, right? What is that, a fight club? Why are they attacking each other though? Why? What? How does that work? They were both walkers, weren't they? Why would they attack each other like that? I'm confused about that. I'll have to rewatch that part. That confused the fuck out of me.
The history you'll be recording along the way, the tales of discovery and glory, they'll be our biggest victory of all.
No, it won't.
Have you given any thought to what we talked about earlier?
That Bricks woman?
I don't want to go. I'm doing it for you, for the bricks. Herschel!
Part of it does want to go back. Definitely. What is that? Morgan? Where is Morgan, actually? That's a good point. He went to go find Vic, and then the fucking spin-off ruined it.
If you plan on taking the place of 20 conscripts on the island, it won't be soldiers you'll be fighting.
Oh, they're gonna... I mean, that's easy work for Maggie. She took out herds.
Only just found out.
How do you have just found out? Surely you heard the walkers, right?
No one gets drafted involuntarily. That was the deal.
Don't make me say it again.
Is Herschel gonna jump in? I kind of want to see how Herschel would handle walkers, to be fair. He's not done it. Fucking kids. She wasted that range with that staff. What the fuck? What's that one doing? Well, that was good. Jesus. How are they sneaking up behind you, dude? Fuck off. Walking Dead and it's dumb shit. Every episode. I'm curious to see what his character's all about. There we go. Another Negan speech. Who's he gonna kill? He has to kill somebody.
We're gonna start this shit or what?
Oh, he's dead. He's killing him. He just got fucking flashbanged. That man is going ham on the organs. Why is the crow out up there?
Thank you all for coming. After all, we are the walking manifestation.
I thought he was going to say Walking Dead then.
Why bring this motley group of shitheads together? I mean, what is the fucking point?
Language. I love that they're getting F-bombs.
Recognize this?
Yeah, it's a badge.
A lawman's badge.
Mm-hmm.
Came here because I hear this island's got no laws.
Got that right, bitch.
Why would Negan want to lead the group that is just lawless? Even Negan had rules.
Kumbaya.
He's dead. I'm telling you, he's dead.
Christos.
Christos.
It's a very cool name. Q&A until, I don't know, afterward.
He's leaning again.
What if we like things just the way they are? We don't give a fuck about someone else's problem.
Well, maybe you should.
I am bending the knee to some
Lucille.
fucking bitch.
3.0. There he is. He's getting that swagger back. This man ruled through fear. He can do it again.
I could give a rat's ass about the common good. No, you are gonna fight.
Because I told you to.
You're gonna fight because I say so.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fucking figure.
Oh. Sit the fuck down, Croat, you fanboy.
We got it, you don't. We got the bright lights, the cool cars, the power
Equals power.
equals power.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're in for a bit of a shock.
Pun intended. Stop. What is Croat doing? Stop smiling. He's getting turned on by it. Yeah, it's like he keeps looking over to her like for approval, and he can't fuck up because okay, he's not dead. I didn't think that would have killed him. Take her out. Negan takes over. What happens then? You suck.
We know what it means to go back there. Is this about Negan? Is that why you want to go?
To see him again? Kill him?
Or maybe you're going for him too.
Hmm.
Was it because you feel bad? You feel guilty? I thought we were getting better, but you just keep holding on.
Why do you want to go back? After everything that happened.
I feel like the trailer spoiled that he might go back though, right? Because there was a shot of the trailer that showed him with Dharma. Yeah, all the drawings and shit.
Did something happen to you there?
Well, other than being kidnapped?
So she doesn't know about his toe.
I don't want you to go.
All I'm trying to say is that these last few months...
Wait, so how long's it been? Months or a year? Oh, this was Negan? Everyone thought, like, the shot of that was Maggie, because we do know Maggie ends up with Lucy or 3.0. It's 3.0 because 2.0 was the one he got in the Whisperer War. Okay, I was about to say, where's Herschel? There he is. Back to his cell. Yeah, just dropped the bat. He dropped the performance. Oh. What does that mean? Oh, that in a maze. Is that the building he was talking about before? The towers and the bridge? And transition, right? Central Park? Oh shit. What the fuck was that? Was that... Oh.
You've been
What was
getting a
that?
lot of attention.
I'll watch the next time. I don't give a fuck with Walking Dead.
If the soldiers are dead, I'll find them. If not, I'll finish them off.
Happy hunting!
They're just having a fucking meeting in the middle of a street.
He fuels you.
He actually has dialogue now. He didn't have a line of dialogue, I think, that entire episode.
Gonna line them all up and kill them all. Boom.
Kill them all, that's the governor's line. Oh! Oh, looks like Glenn's coming back. That was definitely in episode 1. Just a lot of catching up with the characters. Very simple. I'm interested to see what they do with this methane, like, war thing that they're definitely building towards. what the fuck is in Central Park. I've got an inkling of what it could be, because it did kind of sound like a fucking bear. You know what I'm saying? But what if it's something else? Because, like, surely they wouldn't put, like, the big, like, teaser at the end of this episode in the trailer. But, I mean, it is Walking Dead. Usually they do reveal quite a lot nowadays. What? Imagine it's, like, some fucked up walker. I mean, last season had the Rat King or the Walker King. There's a lot of inspiration from Last of Us. Specifically, just the Next Time trailer. And obviously, it's not a Next Time trailer, but it's just this season. Like, the Sky Bridge or whatever it is. That... Okay. That's very Last of Us. Overall, I mean, there's not really, like, a lot to go into. Other than, okay, Maggie's going back to Manhattan with Ginny. Even though, like, this episode was a lot of setup and it was just, like, catching up with the characters, at least they got, like, the stuff out of the way. You know, like, Maggie going back to fucking Manhattan. Like, I'm glad it was done within the first episode. Like, she's left the bricks now, and now we can get her to Manhattan probably next episode or episode 3 or something. So they don't have to waste, like, too much time with her still at the bricks. I was worried about that. I didn't know the moth thing tied into, like, ethanol. I guess it did. I knew it, like, symbolised something. I just didn't know what the fuck. And then they talked about a lightning bug, and I'm like, is that what they saw? Is that what fucking Maggie saw on the leaf? No, it was a moth. I knew it was a moth. Who calls it a lightning bug? It's fire. It's a firefly. Nobody who the fuck calls it a lightning bug? However, it was weird having Kim Coates in the episode. I don't think that we even found out his character's name yet. But he was in the episode, but he didn't have a line of dialogue. Like, at all. Like, he just smiled and, like, looked around and stuff. I think he spoke, but it was like we didn't hear any audio. And what the fuck was going on with them two? Was there two walkers that were, like, charging into each other, and then, like, that one just, like, climbed on top of it and started fucking headbutting it and killing it? Or was that a person? Was one of them a person and one of them a walker? That would make more sense. Also, it seems like they might be bringing back Annie. Because, I mean, everyone's kind of pissed off that, like, they introduced these characters in Season 11 and then they're just, like, written off like they're nothing. But yeah, like I said in the reaction, does Maggie know? I don't think she knows that Herschel lost a toe. Because she asked him, like, did she do anything else to you? Yeah, like I said in the, like, intro and stuff, and even throughout the reaction, I just love the setting of Manhattan. This is why, like, some of my favourite seasons of the main show is, like, Season 1 and stuff. Like, I love, like, a season flows well, but at the same time, the setting is interesting. Like, Season 1 had the Atlanta setting. Season 9, obviously, I really enjoyed too. Even though they didn't really spend a lot of that season on the, like, in a city or anything, or they hardly spent any time in the city in Season 9. But Season 9 was a good season, and the same thing with Season 6. Like, because the story flowed in a decent way. But this, I mean, it's hard to judge it off one episode. Like, the episode was okay. It did what it needed to do. It set up the season. So it's, like, nothing terrible, but nothing, like, amazing at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it was just okay. It's an okay episode. How long has it been between Season 1 and 2? Because I'm getting mixed answers here through the characters. Has it been a year, or has it been a few months? Which one seems more accurate? Because if it's been a year, Negan's been in a cell for a year. I assume he's obviously been let out every now and again, but, like, dude, he's got a new Lucille. He obviously had to put on that act, which he did in this episode. He, like, he wasn't winning, like, I mean, what should we call them? The lawless? The lawless guys. He wasn't winning them over, and so he had to, like, turn to the Croat and basically grab the fucking Lucille 3.0 and put on that smile and that swagger, which he kind of had a little bit, but once he gets Lucille in his hands, that's when that swagger fully comes back. Yeah, I love the power thing, like the methane and, like, bringing power to the city. Shit like that is intriguing to me. But now it's just going to turn into the stereotypical cliche fucking war. Like, people want to take it, and then there's a war, but then it's like, why can't New Babylon just figure out the methane somewhere else? Like, is it because there's more walkers on Manhattan Island and they're never going to run out of methane and power? And I still to this day don't understand why they set this show so far in the future. One, because it's like all the other spin-offs were kind of set around the same time as each other. So it didn't really make that much sense to have it set that far in the future because of the fact that, like, well, if something happens in the Vic and Michonne spin-off, how is that going to affect Dead City? It probably isn't because it's already happened in Dead City's point of view, you know what I mean? So for these characters, they've already experienced whatever's happened, like a crossover event or whatever. Now that we've seen the ones who lived, and that left me with fucking disappointment. Like just how underwhelming that fucking 5 to 6 year build up was, and then just turning it into a love story that felt like it was written by Fear the Walking Dead writers. Like, I'm not saying this show is like any better or any worse. I'm just saying like the ones who lived had bigger expectations from me, and that them expectations got the better of me. Yeah, I should probably stop talking about ones who live. But like the thing with Dead City and even Daryl Dixon, I've mentioned it in the reaction to Daryl Dixon. Like Daryl Dixon is doing something new. We're seeing different locations. It's a bit of a gimmick, but I like seeing different areas of the Walking Dead universe because like roles are different. You know, walkers are different. Like the land's different. The factions are different, and the same thing applies to Dead City. Like I like this idea of all these groups around Manhattan Island. They're all lawless, and then Negan needs to bring order, obviously under Dharma, because Dharma's technically the one in charge, because she's kind of forcing him to do it. I like that, and then you've got the methane and the power, and then people want to take that power. Like, it's an intriguing plot, but it is a bit, repetitive, because it's like, it's just going to be another war. But we'll see. I mean, maybe that's what they're going to be setting up, but then it's not going to turn into that, because obviously Negan isn't going to be fully on the Dharma's side, because she wants to bring Annie to the island. So he's probably going to betray her in some kind of capacity, or Annie might be killed. Like, they might bring Annie back into the story just to kill her off or something. Because I feel like that would be better than just... I'd rather her character come back, play the role, and then be killed off. But then if she's killed off, then, wouldn't that just undo, like, the season 11 story? Ginny's going to be interesting. Like, I wonder if she's going to go to Negan to save him, or she's going to be pissed at him, because he did say he killed her dad. Or did he? Because I feel like he was just saying that to get her out of there. But I don't know. Because that's what I was going with last season. I'm pretty sure he just said that to save her from the city. And maybe she's put it together now and wants to go back and save him, because it's like, you lied to me. And she's actually speaking now, so... Like, I always thought her character was a bit weird, like, her not talking. It made her character less interesting. But now that she's talking, like, there's a bit of intrigue there. But yeah, the New Babylon, they're just as bad as all the other government forces in the Walking Dead universe. Like, hanging a guy in front of a community that isn't technically theirs. But this is what I mean, like, why is Maggie so far away from, like, Rick and that? Like, she's near New York. Washington's close to New York. It's not, like, insanely far. Why did she leave Hilltop? Like, what happened? And, like, the thing is, if they're going to, like, talk about, like, Rick and that, isn't that going to spoil the potential future plans of what they're doing? Or they could do some setup for season 2 for Dead City, make it something bigger than it is, and then have a show that's set after Dead City with all the characters coming back. Because in my opinion, like, I hope The Ones Who Live isn't the last we see of Vic. It can't be. Like, we need to see him reunite with Daryl, and we need to see, like, one massive final thing with all the group together again. And that includes Maggie, and that might include Negan. I know a lot of people say, like, why would Vic want to see Negan again? But surely, like, Vic would want to see, like, Negan change, right? And that was done because of Carl's vision. Like, Negan changed. Negan was allowed to change because Rick let him live. So, I mean, it would have impact towards Rick a little bit. Obviously, they won't hug each other, but it would just be interesting for them to see each other again. Because, I mean, nothing beats the dynamic between Vic and Negan. Like, that constant back and forth between them both is funny as fuck. It all could have led into the CRM stuff, and now we're just fucking... Like, the CRM just all blow up. Oh, it's so dumb, man. The Ones Who Live really pissed me off. Like, I'm still talking about it to this day. And it's living rent-free in my head. Just like how Negan's living rent-free in Maggie's head. Also, I love the Croat. Like, he's such a fanboy. Like, he sees Negan, like, how he was, and it's like, oh... I mean, to be fair, that's what we're all like with Negan. Like, what I've always said, Negan puts on a performance, and that's exactly what he did at the end of this episode. He put on a performance for Dharma, and for these people, these lawless people, to scare them. As soon as he's in a place that's quiet, he drops the bat and drops the facade. That's probably exactly what he did in The Sanctuary and exactly what he did in the main show. They made him pretty one-dimensional in the show for the first season. People always blame Negan for, like, the ratings going down and that, and the viewership going down, but it's like... Listen, I don't think it was Negan. Like, sure, he killed Glenn, he killed Abe, it was brutal, but at the end of the day, that's not why the ratings went down. I mean, there's brutal shit in other shows and people didn't give a fuck, you know? The Red Wedding is a prime example of that, right? Like, that was brutal, and you lost a lot of characters that people cared about and loved, but people kept watching the show. It wasn't just Negan, it was just the writing of Season 7. Like, they made Negan one-dimensional because they basically just made him a carbon copy of the comics. Like, he just said a lot of the comic lines in his episodes and stuff, which really made him one-dimensional because you couldn't experiment with that other side of him until later on. And that was like Season 8 when they started messing around with it, but at that point it's like, it's over a season later, you know what I mean? Like, they already tried to like humanize the governor a little bit in the season he showed up in. Like, they give him like a somewhat of a backstory, and then you see that descent into madness. Obviously he was already a little bit crazy, but you got to see that progress throughout Season 3 and stuff. Like I said, okay first episode. It was decent, you know, it did its job. Like, it's nothing amazing, it's nothing terrible, but the first episode is just a lot of setup, like setting the story for the season, which is obviously New Babylon wants to take Manhattan Island and to explore it. So we'll see how much of this season is going to be that first exploration mission. You know, a lot of New Babylon people are going to get killed. Like, oh, 20 of the best men, and it's like, dead. I mean, it's not just men, but like 20 of our best people, like, they're dead. Come on, red shirts. It's the first wave of people. How big is New Babylon? I don't know. And I don't think a Season 3 has been confirmed yet, so we'll see if like all of this ends this season. And like I said in the intro, I am a little worried for Negan. Like, just something feels like they're building towards the end for Negan's character in this show. And they're going back to like, okay, we're going back to Negan's old ways. That's a bit repetitive. But then you also have like last season where they like bring back flashbacks and bring back characters from Negan's past, and it's like it's very heavy on Negan's story. So it feels like this is like the end, like we're coming close to the end of Negan's story, and I wouldn't be too mad about it. Like, Negan's lived past his comic counterpart in terms of like material. Right, like Negan did die in the comics, at least not on the page. Like, he might have died like in universe at a much later date, but I don't think so, because in the final issue he's seen like kneeling down and stuff, like in the shadows. So, like, Negan survives the comics, he survived the show, but he had a lot more to do in the show compared to the comics. In the comics, like, he obviously goes to prison, and then the Whisper War happens, and then he just leaves, I think, and then you don't see him for like the whole Commonwealth arc. In the show, he was involved with the Commonwealth stuff, and they did adapt the him leaving. That did happen in the show, but it was only for like 3-4 episodes, and then he came back. And then obviously now he's got his own spin-off, so it's like, well, not his own, but he's got a spin-off with Maggie. So that might be why like we're kind of going back to his old ways, because it's like they don't really know what to do with Negan's character, and maybe this is just a way to please the fans before his end type of thing. Yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.